That's the only thing that can make the phone to go on. But it will not be enough, unless except the charcoal.
It pulled out.
Yeah?
It pulled out.
Yeah, it's an apple. Work on my phone, I'm not phone. Okay, but I'm going to everyone is the shop. I'm going to miss you. Working the same way. Yes? Okay.
So this is the pond I used to show you the importance of water hyacinth on a fish pond. You can see they've just harvested the fish in this pond. Not all of them. We used to have about 160 or 150 here. So we took like 100 to smoke and then preserve. And the others were distributed to other ponds. You can see. So this pond is now empty. Now look at, you can see the water hyacinth now as it is. If you take this and send to another state, it will still last for like 24 hours or 48 hours on the road, and nothing will happen once the root is wet. So as it is now, it can be sent to anywhere. But the fish has been harvested, and for you to harvest the fish, you have to jump into the pond, remove the water hyacinth so that you can see the fish. So down there you see the fish. There you find the fish being prepared for smoking. They are removing the slime. You can actually kill them using salt. Some others use heavy object to hit them on the head, or just find another way. But the main way is to use salt, and then once they die, you remove the slime and then fold. When you finish folding them, you now keep them on the rack. So I'm going to be showing you 2 racks just within the same fireplace. 2 racks have been created to place the fish.
I'm not degutting them. Degutting means removing fish from the belly.
Okay.
You know, the intestines.
Yes.
Yeah.
So why are you not doing that now? Is it still allowed, or is it hygienic?
It's just optional. I don't have sense to do that.
Okay, it's optional.
It's optional. When it dries, those things will be.
So you can see that this is being washed twice. First, remove the slime. After removing the slime, put it in this bath first, wash it, then put it here for the second time to be double sure that the slime is off. Not everybody does this, but you see, when you're interested in hygiene and you want the market to know that you give them good product, you do this. Wash it twice. Okay, so even talking about being more expensive is relative, because I don't know, when 4 of this is no, 2 of this you have 15 a kilo, but 4 of the dried one, because when you dry it, it shrinks too and becomes smaller. So 4 of that one will give you 1 kilo. But again, it might be more expensive because of the process. It's easier to preserve. So what remains now is to set up the place where the fish is going to be smoked. And you can see they're trying to improvise here. Look at this. They're trying to improvise here. And just 1 rack cannot do the job. So they need 2 racks. And what is happening? Now watch what I'm going to show you now. You can actually smoke your fish at home if you can improvise like this. We're not using wood, but charcoal. And what's the essence? Wood may make it burn faster and then turn black, but charcoal has this quality of just bringing out enough heat to smoke the fish. So they're going to use charcoal. Not that you can't use wood, but you can monitor the wood. If you have time, if you give time and serious attention, you can use wood and make sure the fire doesn't come out. But they're going to use charcoal. Now let me show you what they are constructing here for this. So in the absence of oven for smoking fish, you can do this. Look at this. This is wood for holding the first rack, and this nail here, you know, see another one here, another one. You have nails. The nails there are to hold the first rack. Look at that. You see, they're there to hold the first rack. The first rack will be under, and then the second rack will be on top, and then you will have charcoal under the entire rack. And this is the rack, first rack, and this is the second rack. They will be placed on those blocks across the wall, and then you have your fish roasted to a stage that it will be easy to store. Some will be stored, some will be sold. Very nice. So this is the process of smoldering the charcoal. Now what does it mean? It means to burn gently without fire, just with smoke. So as it does that with smoke, look at this. It's not going to be placed like this with the fire. No, it's not. You're going to wait once it gets down, and then it will begin to smolder, which means it will be burning gently without fire, with only smoke. What does that mean? It will get the charcoal to be red eventually. Once it's only red, you place it under the fish. This kind of fire will not make it black. If you put this kind of fire, it will make it burn quick. So that's it. When you do it this way, you leave it for a long while. You leave it for a long while, and then it will smolder. Now we're going into folding. Look at the folding process. So this is the first rack. Remember I talked about 2 racks. Because of the quantity of fish, you need more than 1 rack. Now you have, look at the folding process. What you need to do is twist the tail and then force it into the mouth. Some use stick. They use stick to hold it together so that the tail won't pull out at any point. But here you can see there's no stick being used to hold it together. So this is it. The folding is just being done here. Not that it's a must, but it's all about the market and style. Some others don't fold. They just place it on the rack and then set it on, not on fire. They just place the charcoal under. What is the water for again? They're washing it. Okay, so this is it. The water here, you use it to rinse your hand in case, because of the slimy nature of the fish. Yeah, so that's it. This is what you're going to use to place the fish under the rack. We're going to have 2 racks.
Okay. Check whether your charcoal, check whether all of them are. Take what all of them are smooth.
I was actually thinking that without the stick, at some point when it is burning, you might pull off. Because you know when it burns, it shrinks and it might not be held by the mouth again.
Once it's shrinking, it remains in place. It will not move out. It shrinks and remain in place.
But I won't advise you out there to try this at home without first learning from an expert, because you might just bring the fish and put it in the mouth and think you've gotten it. When you come out, everything will pull out. So you need to watch or try it with maybe one or two, and then, because it's looking easy like this on camera, but when you attempt it, you will see it is not that easy. So you can actually start with a stick. Then when you learn and master it this professional way, you can begin to think of this. Okay, why are we turning it this way? It doesn't matter. We're turning it upside down.
Why I turn it upside down? You know, this part of the abdomen, this abdomen I used to be soft. But if I turn it that way, it will stick on the gauze.
Okay, it will stick on the gauze that we're using for the rack.
Yeah, due to the soft nature of that place, it will not maybe tear open the fish. But the back is stronger. Once this thing hits, it shrinks and hardens up. So it doesn't tear easily. The back doesn't tear easily like the abdomen.
So we're placing the second rack now.
Can you put it on the car? Madam, put the car. Let's see. What is the government?
Yes.
So, back to work. Well, we are used to,
So we're starting afresh.
We are used to it. We are used to challenges. That's why whenever
So we're starting afresh. The other one could be seen as occupational accident. It happens. Now, what we did was to use 2 blocks. You can see instead of using a nail, we're now using blocks, so it's resting heavily.
first time first carries that defense.
Now we need to make this process faster, because the fire that was smoldering, the charcoal, is almost ready, and we need to put it to work. And that's why you can see we're a little bit faster in the second process now. So now we're going to use plantain leaves to cover it with a carton. Now this is the plantain leaf we're talking about. This plantain leaf. We're cutting this plantain leaf now. It helps to trap heat. The plantain leaf helps to trap heat. Hmm. Hmm. Okay.
Okay, that way it's okay. That way it's okay.
So this is it. Finally set for smoking. Where I'm standing now, I'm feeling the heat, both from the sun and from the charcoal. You can see 4 pans, 4 containers of charcoal were kept under. So, and now the upper part has been covered with carton, and then plantain leaves, and then held with stick. And this place has to be covered. This outer part has to be covered. And what it means is that the fish inside will be smoking, and it will smoke for about 2 days, 2 to 3 days. At night, they will remove it because of maybe you may not know the animals that could come and tamper with it here. If it were an oven, we'll just lock the oven. That is an enclosure for smoking fish. We'll just lock it, but this place is open. So at night, they might have to remove the fish to safe place and put it back. So this is it. This is it. After 3 days, it will be ready. It is now ready, covered with the zinc, and it will be like this till evening. And then in the morning, fresh charcoal will be brought in, and smoking continues for 2 days. This is it. This is it. So just be careful if you want to try this at home or by yourself. Just be careful to avoid occupational hazard of any kind.